This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for September 7, 2023. And in the news this evening, body of 23-year-old woman found days after suspected drowning in St. Elizabeth. Police are probing a suspected case of drowning involving a woman whose body was found on Thursday in a river 4 days after she was reported missing in Silo, St. Elizabeth. Police named the woman as Kashiba Brown, 23, otherwise called Cash, a resident of Silo District in northern St. Elizabeth. Councillor Audie Myers of the People's National Party Silo Division told the news that Brown's body was retrieved by citizens from a tributary of the Black River about 1 p.m. on Thursday. Police confirmed that citizens found the body and alerted them. Myers, who said he knew Brown, reported that the community is devastated following her death. The body was found by the citizens in the river behind the Silo Basic School. She is originally from Union, but she was also in Windsor, an area in Silo too. It is very unfortunate for a person who we know from when she was a little child until she reached this age, and she has lost her life in this manner. It is a sad story for the community and the family, he said. Reports suggested that Brown drowned after she went swimming in the river near the Windsor Bridge on Sunday. A search was organized by residents and ended on Thursday when the body was found. On Wednesday, residents blocked the roadway in the community as they demanded assistance from the police to conduct the search. Myers commended the residents for locating the body to give Brown's family closure. It is a devastating situation. We can bring closure to this because the body has been found, and I want to salute the citizens from the area, Thornton, Williamsfield, Windsor, Silo, who came out in their numbers to assist in finding the body. I want to thank the security forces also for their assistance, but it was the residents who were resolute in looking for her until it got dark and up early searching, he explained. 2 killed in gun attack in downtown Kingston. 2 men were shot dead by gunmen on Peckham Street in downtown Kingston on Wednesday. They have been identified as 52-year-old Leroy O'Sullivan from Beckford Street in downtown and Leroy Diggs White, 45, from Cedar Valley Road, Kingston 6. Information reaching the news is that around 5:45 p.m., both men were sitting on a wooden stall on Peckham Street when they were pounced upon by gunmen traveling in a white Toyota Probox motor car. The gunmen, police said, opened fire and sprayed the 2 with a bullet before fleeing in the vehicle. The 2 injured men were transported to the Kingston Public Hospital, where they were pronounced dead on arrival. The bodies were later removed to the morgue. No motive has yet been established for the killing, police said. Man on murder charge shot dead in Westmoreland. A man who was on bail on a murder charge was shot dead by a gunman at a restaurant at Belle Isle Road in Grange Hill, Westmoreland, Thursday morning. The deceased, identified as a 25-year-old J. Davidson, otherwise called the Six Boss, from Church Lincoln District in Grange Hill, should not have been in the parish as a condition of his bail, police said. It was reported that around 8:15 a.m., Davidson visited a nearby restaurant where he ordered breakfast and went outside. Police said while waiting to be served, he was pounced upon by a man armed with a gun who opened a fire, hitting him multiple times in the upper body. Davidson ran inside the restaurant where he collapsed. The gunman escaped on foot in the area. Davidson, the police said, was taken to Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The body was later transported to the morgue pending a post-mortem examination. Davidson was on bail for murder, and a condition of his bail was for him not to be in Westmoreland and to reside at the Churchpen District in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, the police said. Police were unable to say if Davidson's killing was related to his court case. St. Catherine men charged with kidnapping and arson after gun went missing. 2 men were slapped with kidnapping and arson charges after a gun in Central Village, St. Catherine, allegedly went missing. Charged are 21-year-old Romaria Bromfield, otherwise called a cocoa farmer, and the 20-year-old Anthony Thomas, otherwise called Biggs, a laborer, both from Central Village. They were charged with 3 counts of assault at common law and kidnapping, 4 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, 5 counts of arson, as well as the possession of a prohibited weapon. Reports from the police are that a boy was approached by a man who accused him of stealing a gun. The man was later joined by about 20 armed men, which allegedly included Brumfield and Thomas, who took the boy to another section of the community against his will. He was allegedly beaten with boards and guns. The group of armed men then visited the boy's house, where they pointed guns at the occupants and threatened them. The men then set the house on fire. Bloomfield and Thomas were apprehended during an operation in the Little Lane area of Central Village. Charges were laid against them on Wednesday, September 6, after an interview session in the presence of their attorneys. The incident reportedly occurred on Sunday, July 23, 2023, and Monday, July 24, 2023, about 7:30 a.m. Their court date is being finalized. Financial analyst in favor of fare increase for transport sector. Financial analyst Dennis Chung has given support to transport operators who are clamoring for an increase in fares. Mr. Chung says the upward adjustment in fares is necessary. His commitment follows Transport Minister Darrell Vaz's disclosure on Wednesday that he is in receipt of a report from the Public Passenger Vehicle Steering Committee, which has been deliberating on fare adjustments for the transportation sector. Mr. Vaz said increased fares must be tied to better service within the sector. But speaking with the news, Mr. Chung disagreed, suggesting instead that increased fares and good service should be dealt with separately.
We have to have an increase and an economic fare if we are going to want a new transportation system. And I don't think that we should marry it, right, to good service. Let's deal with both of them separately. So the first thing is that we need to have a mechanism for establishing an economic fare that is consistent. It should never be in the hands of politicians or anyone to determine what the fare is. And if we want a properly run transportation system, we have to ensure that the proper investment and the returns are there in it.
JDF soldier who admitted to stealing engine offered a $350,000 bail. A Jamaica Defense Force soldier who confessed to stealing an engine from a service vehicle at a park camp because his mother has stage 4 cancer was offered a $350,000 bail. Imram Archer, who served as a corporal for almost 30 years, is to reappear in court on November 27. During his bail application, Mr. Archer's attorney, Pierre Rogers, argued that his client only took half of the engine. Mr. Rogers said his client, who also pleaded guilty, had spoken to the superior officer. The attorney further argued that his client spent a month in custody and already lost his job. Prior to offering Archer bail, Senior Parish Judge Lauren Cole Montague ordered a social inquiry report. Archer is to report to the police and surrender his travel documents as part of his bail conditions. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.